Alice LPS. Hey everyone, and today I'm going to be showing you how I made this Littlest Pet Shop custom of the character Glimmer from the new adaptation of She-Ra. Glimmer is one of my favourite characters and I knew I wanted to make a custom of her straight away. She's a princess with the magical power to teleport, so let's teleport straight in! As a base, I originally wanted to use a crouching cat because their fluffy face reminded me of Glimmer's hairstyle, but then I noticed that huskies have like the perfect flick and it looked so cute. So I ended up deciding on using a husky, and I happen to have a bait husky that I can use for customizing lying around the house, so that was handy. I had already done a white base on it a few years ago, but the paint didn't dry properly and it got dusty and gross, so I'm redoing it right now. So let's wipe off the factory paint with some acetone. I'm then going in with a white Systems 3 paint and a paint thinner. This is my first time using a paint thinner and I'm really impressed with the results. I love how there's no brush strokes on it. Turned out great. If you're ever using a paint thinner for your customs, I'd recommend you try and make it to the consistency of milk. So it's not too runny, but it's thick enough to be a paint. If that makes sense, good luck. If you have any paint left over between coats, if you get a bit of cling film and wrap it over the top, it'll help preserve it and you can use it again. I was originally planning on using an airbrush for this custom, but my compressor couldn't handle the compression, so we're using brushes. After all that, I'm gonna be using some epoxy sculpt. I've never used this before and I was kind of nervous and it was kind of weird to work with. The epoxy I have comes in 2 parts, which you mix 50-50, and it dries in 2 to 3 hours depending on how thick your sculpture is. When it's all mixed, it kind of resembles a bread dough-like consistency. It kind of threw me off because I was expecting it to be like Fimo clay, and it's nothing like that, so it takes a little bit of getting used to. So I took another husky LPS I had in the same mold and covered it in cling film because I wanted to make a removable cape, but after half an hour of attempts, it wasn't meant to be, so I carefully sculpted it on the pet itself instead. I used some tools to help sharpen up the edges, making sure the area around the head was still able to bobble, because it wouldn't be an LPS if it couldn't bobble, right? Once it dried for about 3 hours, I sanded down the rough patches with a nail file, and it looks really great. Rinse off any filings with water, and she's ready to paint. I wanted the pet to be the colour pink of Glimmer's hair rather than her skin tone, because I feel like Glimmer's pink colour is one of the most recognisable features of her design. Well, aside from the glitter. Once I did a couple of coats, I'm moving on to the purple cape. I was being really careful around the edges and I ended up having to go around with another layer of pink to like sharpen up any purple areas. But she turned out really cute. I'm gonna paint her paws the same colour as her gloves would be in the show. I would have added more details like giving her actual boots, but I kind of wanted it to be nice and simple. She also has this gem which is on the centre of her cape thing, so I'm gonna add that in. I didn't have a diamond shaped gem, which was a shame, but I don't think it would have fit on the little cape, so I went with a little round one. And then I'm filling in the eyes with a white base. In the show she has pink eyes and I wanted to make it a little bit darker than her skin colour just so it didn't kind of blend in easily. And I decided to use that same colour on her nose as well. And it wouldn't be Glimmer without glitter, so let's get into the fun bit. I'm using a fine silver and a fine pink and some chunky pink and silver as well. Taking some PVA glue, I'm putting some on the pink area of the eye and just sticking on some glitter flakes. I'm doing a thin layer of like a little bit of fine glitter colours mixed together, and then I'm adding a big pink chunk just to add that little bit of like depth, I guess. I don't know how to explain it, but I know I wanted to do this. And the customizing is complete. Time to add a matte base coat just to kind of mattify the paint's shine. Use this in a well ventilated area and don't breathe any of it in. I also covered up her eyes with little bits of paper. This is because I want to make them glossy afterwards, so I didn't want the matte to like interfere with any of that. And I let her dry outside for a good hour. Once she's dry, I'm taking some clear nail polish and putting it over the eyes. This gives it a really nice shiny finish. And then I'm going in with a satin varnish just to kind of seal it in, make sure it doesn't peel up or anything, and I'm done. Let me know what you think of her, and if you've watched She-Ra, let me know in the comments down below. Who is your favourite character? I'd love to know. And if there's any other characters from She-Ra or any other show that you want me to do a custom of, let me know in the comments as well. And also I'm interested in doing My Little Pony customs as well, so give me recommendations for that too. And yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that bell button down below to be notified of future videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys!